After nearly 2 decades, our next guest has finally transformed her dream into a reality. She created a cancer-based foundation that hosts an annual gala showcasing a fashion show. She was inspired since she was a teenager while she stood by her mom, who battled not just once or twice, but had become a 5-time cancer survivor. Her goal is to increase self-esteem, reminding cancer patients and survivors the person they might have forgotten during their treatment. In honor of Breast Cancer Month, we are pleased to announce Lis Perez.
What do you define as success? Money, status, family, happiness?
Success is not about luck, it's a mindset. And we're uncovering how success is created from some of the top and most successful people.
And how they balance their work, personal and spiritual aspects and elements of their life.
This is the spirit of success. Tell us a little bit about your experience going all the way back to when you were a teenager.
Thank you so much, Will, for having me here. Well, it started when I was 15. My mom got diagnosed with cancer. I remember it just like it was yesterday. We're sitting down in the living room, and she's like, "Guess what, everybody? I have cancer." She mentioned that C word. And at 15 years old, I was like, what do I do? I didn't know exactly what to do. And immediately, in my heart, I was like, we have to do something about this. I didn't want to see her go through that whole ordeal by herself. And of course she had, her and my dad were entrepreneurs, so she had to cut back on work and everything. And I was going around telling all my friends, telling all the family members, we have to do something. And she's like, just finish on school. You're only 15 years old. Do what's more important to you. And then, so I let it go, because I believed him. I was this 15-year-old naive girl. And then when I was 17, she got diagnosed a second time. And I was just about to finish high school, and they're like, just finish high school. Just forget about it. She has those hospitals, she has the treatments, just let it go. So I did.
Did you feel like you didn't have any power, or
I
that
did.
it wasn't in your ability to be able to do something for her?
I felt that I was with her at every hospital appointment, every doctor's appointment, surgery appointment, you name it, I was with her. But to actually plan something that big, because I just didn't want to sell lemonade, I wanted to do something bigger than that. And I needed the support. I felt I needed the support to do it. And so my self-esteem just kind of shot right down. At that same time, I was building my own self-esteem, being bullied and everything like that all throughout school. And so I felt I needed that true support, and what better than my family, right? And then, so I let it go again, and I was in my early 20s. By then I already had a family, had 2 little girls, and she got diagnosed a 3rd time, called me at work. And family life got in the way, so I said, you know what, I don't have the support anymore, so the self-esteem was just shot at that moment. And then 4th time, my husband's like, I was telling him, I'm like, she got diagnosed again. What do I do? And sorry, she was diagnosed the 3rd time, and then at that time, that's when it actually happened a few years later. And it was September 2012, and my husband's like, why don't you do it? And I was like, what? Because I was like, how can this be? Because I didn't have the support for years. And then he's like, just do it. So he was my inspiration, that besides my mom's cancer 3 times, that started everything else. And that's how it progressed into the True Beauty Gala.
So how do you feel that that moment was different for you than all the other ones?
It was just that one person that needed to tell me, you can do this. And that's when I said, you know what, I can. And I was going to wait till the following year to do it, because event planning takes a while. But then we ended up doing it 3 weeks because I said, if I don't do it now, it's never going to happen. So we planned the first event in 3 weeks.
Yeah, and you've been doing it for 5 years now.
Yep.
Is that
this
correct?
This is our 5th annual event.
Can you tell us what it takes to really pull something like this off? It's a huge fashion show. There's lots of people involved. What does it take?
It's like planning a wedding. I'd start probably about 10, 11 months in advance about planning everything, because the first 4 years I was doing it by myself along with my husband. I had a small kind of team, but they had their own lives, so I basically kind of delegated some tasks, help me find silent auction items, help me do this, but everything else was just me and my faith that I could do everything. And of course the support system of my immediate family.
So how did the first year turn out then? Meaning that after all of this time, putting it off, how did pulling it off in a couple of weeks turn out?
All of the doors opened. Give thanks to God, because all of the doors opened. It was 3 weeks, got the venue, got everything within a week, got a backing system, which was incredible because I didn't have that for years. So to see the community support it, it was amazing. And the first year, 2012, it was, there's about 120 people that walked in and came to support and everything. Like it was unbelievable. And
it's expanding, for
it
sure,
is, yeah.
Right? So describe what it would look like this year.
This year, we've had a couple corporate sponsors on board, all of the past sponsors from previous years, such as media sponsors, designers, things like that. They want to continuously support. We have a media sponsor that has been supporting since the very, very beginning, since the very first year. Everybody now knows that True Beauty Gala is in Calgary. Everybody knows that, so I don't even have to really tell anybody anymore. They're like, oh yeah, I've heard about you. I've heard about that event. And so people message me and they ask me about it.
And how important is it to the cancer patients and survivors who are participating in this event?
It's very important. The highlight of the whole event is a tribute fashion show, is what I like to call it. Cancer survivors, including my mom, are models. First year started at 8, now we're up to 20 to 25. It's very empowering for me, being the whole organizer, to see them and to see their true beauty shine through. And that's how the True Beauty Gala came into existence. Just those 2 words. It's something within your heart and within your soul that transforms you and realizes, it's okay that you have cancer. It's okay that this is happening because you have that support with you. And now, even though that you have something such as cancer, such as a diagnosis like that, your heart is transformed into the true beauty that you are, that you always were. And to see all of those ladies and even those that come to support it, it's very empowering, very inspiring to see them, because some of the ladies from the fashion show say they transform into queens and they feel like queens, even though they've been dealing with chemotherapy and radiation. They see their hearts, and their heart, it blossomed into the beauty that they always were. They needed that to transform.
So what does your foundation and your gala provide that you feel other charities were missing? What do you think that other foundations were lacking, based on what inspired you to actually get this right off the ground?
The communal support. There's foundations out there, there's organizations, but you know what? A lot of them go to research. Not each of them support that true family, the actual community, and the local community that is there and that is going through this. Not a lot of organizations support it. And with that being said, my family grew apart because, I don't want to say it's because of the cancer, but because my dad didn't know how to be there for her. He didn't know how. He was always working. He was the breadwinner. And so this is it was lacking community. The vision, the family bonding, bringing everybody together again. That's what matters, because that's what's most important. It's not any of the materialistic stuff. That's just secondary.
And how do you feel like you've made a big impact on not just the lives in the community, but the lives of the cancer survivors and patients?
I spoke to a couple of them. One of them is a big advocate for me. Her name is Stephanie. She's been through it since the beginning. She's actually going through treatments right now. She's actually part of the foundation. She's like, you know what? This gala has helped me. Even though I may be too sick to attend, I do it, and it's inspiring to me, and it makes me want to look forward to something. Want to look forward to that life has a greater impact on me, and to have a more positive attitude towards everything, and to smile through any ordeals that you go through.
And for my very last question, what do you define as success, and how do you feel it applies to what you're doing for the community?
That is a great question. Success means that even if the team, because we're now a team now, so even if the team can create an impact and empower just one person, that's the True Beauty Foundation's vision. That's one of the gala's visions. If it impacts more, great. But if it can even just bless, and I'm a big faith believer, I have faith in everything, and if it can just bless one person and empower one to move forward with their lives and create an even greater and more positive impact into lives around, it's the ripple effect. And that's the true success of it all.